The forest was enveloped in silence as the sun dipped behind the towering pines, leaving behind an eerie twilight. Each step taken crackled ominously underfoot, echoing through the dense air. Shadows danced ominously among the trees, stretching and contorting into sinister shapes. Isolation settled in, wrapping around like an unwelcome cloak, heightening the senses. Being alone in the woods began to feel like an invitation to something malevolent lurking, just out of sight. As darkness crept deeper, a chill penetrated the air, wrapping around like icy fingers. The once familiar sounds of nature transformed. Every rustle of leaves held a whisper. Every snap of a branch hinted at unseen watchers. The heart raced, beating a frantic rhythm in the stillness, while the mind conjured images of creatures hidden in the darkness. Fatigue pressed down, making the solitude feel heavier, as if something waited patiently, biding its time until the lone wanderer succumbed to exhaustion. A sudden rustling broke the silence, forcing a jolt of panic through the veins. The sound drew closer, accompanied by a low growl that twisted the stomach into knots. Every instinct screamed to flee, yet feet felt glued to the ground. A haunting presence loomed, shifting between the trees, gray and ethereal. A flash of movement caught the eye. There was something there, a disembodied shadow, slinking through the underbrush. It paused, staring back with glinting eyes, full of malice, hunger, and fascination. The realization settled deep within. This was no forest spirit, but something very much alive, and it was watching. In that moment of pure dread, the forest transformed into a labyrinth of terror. Panic clawed at the throat, pressing urgency into legs that refused to move. The woods, once a place of solace, now felt like a predatory trap. The ground seemed to pulse beneath, rooting down with every heartbeat. An instinctual flight response finally kicked, enforcing a frantic escape. Over roots and rocks, past brambles and tangling vines, the sound of pursuit echoed, a chilling reminder of the unseen danger close behind. The trees loomed above, silent sentinels to the chaos, as the darkness closed in tighter with each desperate step. Just as the thought spiraled into despair, faint light flickered ahead. Hope surged, leading the way, propelling through the suffocating shadows. Bursting into the clearing, the warmth of firelight painted a stark contrast to the encroaching darkness. But in the depths of the woods, the sensation remained. There was still something watching, something insatiable lurking just beyond. The flickering safety. The woods had whispered its secrets, reminding that isolation carries its own haunting presence, one that does not fade with the dawn.